everybody, what is up? Shaun here coming at you with a new short video today that I think you're really going to enjoy. It's about two newer studies that have just came out about how you can practically double or triple your fat loss. And I think this is an awesome midsummer fat loss solution that I am personally going to use because over the next 6 to 8 weeks I'm doing a lot of traveling. I have a week vacation with my wife for her anniversary. I'm spending a couple days doing some daddy-daughter time at Cedar Point, an amusement park with my daughter who's 20. So usually when this stuff happens, I just skip the weight training stuff altogether and I just do cardio and I just put up with the fact that I'm not going to have weights. Well, over the last couple years, hanging around with my buddies like Craig Ballantyne, I've learned about this body weight stuff, and not only that, because it's so trendy, there's a lot of new research coming out. So these two studies are going to show you how you can double or triple your fat loss through the rest of summer and beyond, just using a piece of equipment that you use every single day, and that is your body weight. So up here, I will break down this chart and simplify it for you. We have two studies. The first study is going to compare just aerobic-based cardio with your body weight or resistance training. The second study is going to compare diet alone, a calorie-restricted diet, versus body weight or resistance training. So up here you'll see the different parameters that I've listed. The first one is resting metabolic rate. The second one is fat loss. The third one is muscle loss. And the fourth one is strength and endurance. So up here on this first column I have the aerobic cardio or steady state group that was restricting calories and just doing aerobic exercise. Now the group over here was using your body weight or resistance training circuits, and they were following the same exact diet. So keep in mind, the only difference in these two groups was one was doing aerobic, steady state, old school cardio, and one was using their body weight using resistance training workouts or strength training. Okay? So first of all, we looked at resting metabolic rate dramatically decreased even though this group was doing cardio and had a calorie restriction, where when we look at the resistance training group, their metabolic rate elevated significantly. Now, if you're a science geek and you want to know all the numbers on both these studies, I did put a link to both of them below this video so that you can go look at that if you're a science geek. But I think you'd rather just apply this stuff and get some results. So, second parameter is fat loss. This was not part of the parameters of this particular study in study 1, but it was a huge part of the next study that I'll share with you. But muscle loss was. So in the aerobic cardio group that had a calorie restriction, and I believe they were doing like 4 or 5 1-hour sessions per week. So it wasn't a ton of exercise, but it was just aerobic based. They lost a significant amount of muscle, where the resistance training group or the body weight group lost 0 muscle mass. Now the last parameter on this was strength and endurance, and it just simply wasn't available on study number 1. But we can draw a conclusion just from this particular study that body weight or resistance training workouts are going to preserve muscle and increase your metabolic rate, where if you just do aerobic based cardio and you skip the whole weight training aspect, obviously you're going to lower your metabolic rate, you're going to potentially lose a lot of muscle. Now let's look at study number 2. Study 2, again, was just the diet alone versus the body weight exercises and diet together. So if we look at the parameter of resting metabolic rate, it wasn't available for study number 2, but fat loss was a huge part of this study. So you'll see here that the calorie deficit or diet alone group lost 69% of the weight that they lost was fat. This seems really good at first until you look at the number underneath it. This means that 31% of the weight they lost, this is a significant amount, was muscle. This kind of completely defeats the purpose of what we're trying to achieve here. Now, if we turn around and we compare that to just the body weight or resistance training group, they burned 44% more fat than the diet alone group, and they only lost 3% muscle mass. Now, if you're in a calorie restricted state and you're exercising intensely like this group was, only losing 3% muscle is a pretty good number. And then they had a 0 loss in their strength and endurance, where the diet alone group lost a significant amount of strength and endurance. So from study 2, we can go ahead and draw the conclusion that the body weight or resistance training will dramatically increase your fat loss while preserving your muscle and your strength. So now you can see the benefits of body weight training. So what I've done is below this video you're going to see a special link for my readers only, and I hooked up with my main man Craig, and we put together a deal for you because I told him I'm going to be traveling and I need access to all your stuff because I'm going to be using it over the next 4 to 6 weeks a lot, because I'm not going to have access to a gym and I'm going to be in a hurry. I don't want to have to find time to find a health club. Well, automatically, because I'm using it and because my wife Karen's going to use it, I want to share it with you. So I put together a deal where we're going to give you 4 of Craig's products for one low price. In fact, this is almost $150 worth of stuff for just 20 bucks. And that's the beauty of digital technology. So you'll get over 100 body weight exercises that you can use, because this is the important part about using your body weight. You'll get bored unless you have variety. So a ton of variety. So click the link below this video. You'll go over to a web page that I set up specifically for my readers only. And you can check out this deal and you can pull the trigger if it's a good time for you. And you're traveling a lot, or it's midsummer and you're just slacking on your exercise plan. This is really going to help you. So we'll see you guys in the next video.